The first time I chose myself, my family called it disrespect. Not because I screamed, not because I attacked anyone, but because I stopped bending. And that's the part nobody prepares you for. Sometimes healing doesn't look like peace. Sometimes healing looks like being misunderstood by the people who trained you to disappear. Let me take you back. Mara learned early that love had rules, not written rules, unspoken ones. Don't talk too much, don't cry too loud, don't make things difficult, don't embarrass the family, and whatever you do, don't bring up what hurts. In their house, being good didn't mean being kind, it meant being convenient. So Mara became convenient. She learned to read moods like weather. She could tell who was angry by the way a spoon hit a plate. She could tell who was disappointed by the silence after hello. She could tell when she was about to be blamed, because the air got heavier. When people asked, were they abusive? Mara would hesitate, because no one hit her. They just corrected her soul in small doses. At family gatherings, it was always the same script. Someone would say something as a joke, a comment about her body, her job, her relationship, her attitude, her phase, her too sensitive personality, and everyone would laugh like it was normal. Mara would smile, because smiling was safer than explaining. Explaining invited debate. Debate invited punishment. Punishment looked like being ignored for weeks, then blamed for the distance. So she learned the family language. Take it, laugh, move on. But her body didn't move on. Her chest tightened every time she heard her name, not because she was famous, because she was next. And the craziest part? They weren't cruel all the time. Sometimes they were generous. Sometimes they were charming. Sometimes they acted like the perfect family in public. That's how the trap works. Because when pain comes wrapped in love, you start questioning your right to call it pain. Then Mara started therapy. Not the cute self-care kind. The kind where you realize you've been negotiating your existence for years. Her therapist said one sentence that made her go quiet. You don't have to keep auditioning for belonging. Mara laughed, because it sounded too simple to be true, but something in her finally recognized the exhaustion. So she made one decision, just one. The next time the joke started, she wouldn't play her role. It happened on a Sunday. Big table, big plates, big smiles. Her uncle said something sharp, wrapped in humor. Her mother did the don't start eyes. Her father stared at his food like he didn't hear it. Everyone waited for Mara to do what she always did, laugh, shrink, swallow. Mara put her fork down, and her voice came out calm, almost surprising even to her. Don't talk to me like that. The room went silent like somebody turned off the music, not anger silent, threat silent. Then her aunt scoffed, "Oh my God, it was a joke." Mara nodded slowly. Maybe, but it doesn't land like one. That's it. That was the whole rebellion. A boundary, not a speech. And that's when she learned the real family rule. They can hurt you, but you can't name it. Because the moment Mara named it, they didn't ask, "Are you okay?" They asked, "Who do you think you are?" Her mom whispered, not even trying to hide it, "You've changed." And Mara almost apologized, out of muscle memory. But then she felt it, that familiar urge to buy peace with her own silence. And for the first time, she didn't. She said quietly, "I hope I have." That sentence didn't start a fight. It started a campaign. After that day, the family didn't say, "We're sorry." They said, "She's cold now. She thinks she's better than us. Therapy poisoned her. Her friends got in her head. She's ungrateful." And Mara felt the oldest pain in the world, being punished for growing. She cried in the car like her body was finally releasing years of swallowed words. Because here's the truth nobody posts on Instagram. Setting boundaries can feel like grief. Not because you're doing something wrong, but because you're finally seeing what they were never willing to give. Then came the hardest part. Not the arguments, not the guilt trips, not the cold shoulders. The hardest part was the quiet question at night. What if they never like the healed version of me? Because there's a price to becoming real. You stop being easy to control. And some families don't hate you. They just hate the fact that they can't rewrite you anymore. Mara started building a different kind of home. Not a perfect one, a true one. She spent time with people who didn't punish honesty, People who didn't turn boundaries into betrayal. People who could hear no without taking it as a personal insult. And slowly, she noticed something strange. The more she stopped begging for approval, the more her nervous system stopped bracing for impact. Her laughter sounded like her again, not like a defense mechanism. One day, her mother texted, "Are you done with your phase?" Mara stared at the message for a long time. Old Mara would have written a paragraph, explained, proved, pleaded. New Mara typed one sentence. "I'm not a phase, I'm a person." And then she put the phone down. Because courage isn't yelling. Courage is not returning to the version of yourself that kept you safe, but broken. The first time I chose myself, my family called it disrespect. But maybe the real disrespect was how long I abandoned myself just to be tolerated. If this hit you, comment "chose me" and save this. Not for the day you feel strong, for the day you feel guilty for finally being free.